So so as long as you have a deficit and you've got this unsustainable path, which with Powell, I agree with what he's saying there, that it's unsustainable. It puts a lot of pressure on the Fed because the, all the politicians want what? They want the Fed to buy the bonds that are being issued to fund the deficit. And that's exactly what happened with COVID, by the way. And the Fed did it. And of course, the Fed got in a lot of trouble because the money supply expanded tremendously when the Fed bought the bonds and created money out of thin air. That's how they bought the bond.
On the economy now, do you still think we're heading for a recession? The markets,
Yes.
well, the markets were pricing in, I mean, some sort of recovery. I don't know what, but the markets were very, they were euphoric on Trump's victory. Presumably, the markets think that things will get better. Otherwise, I don't know why they would go up. But I'll
Well,
let you comment on that.
the market they aren't looking at the money supply either. The reason, by the way, there's a reason and that I think the economy will slow down.
Mm.
And the reason is based on a model. And what's the model? The model is a quantity theory of money. And that's the most reliable way to predict the course of national income. And when I say national income, I mean nominal GDP, the real component plus the inflation component. That's the most reliable thing to look at. And what's been happening since early 2022, the money supply has been contracting. The stock of the money supply now is lower than it was in July of 2022. And when that happens, it's only happened, by the way, 4 times historically since the Fed was founded in 1913. And in every one of those cases, we had a recession, or in one of the cases of a contraction, 1929 to 1933. You know what happened then? We had a Great Depression. We had a huge contraction in the money supply, and we had a Great Depression. The other 3 episodes were more in line with what we've had now, just a contraction, a relatively mild contraction, and that always led in those other 3 cases to recessions.